Hello, welcome to Working Crass Podcast. That's Lauren.
Hello.
And I'm Joshua, and we're hot. It's hot in this room. Well, I'm hot. Lauren's never hot.
I am at, it was the
Okay, wait. Lauren is my wife, so I should never publicly make a video that I put online that says my wife is never hot.
Yeah.
To me, you're hot as can be. But talking about temperature, Lauren is never warm. She's never too warm.
No, my hands often feel like that of a corpse.
Even on a 90-degree day when she's walking home from work, I'll hold her hand and it feels like a dead corpse. It is freezing cold, like you just walked out of a freezer.
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong?
Well, I have poor circulation. That's the problem. I have circulation issues. I have body temperature regulation issues.
Well,
That's the problem.
I guess I know the answer.
yeah, you know why.
I guess I know the whiny answers.
Yeah.
But
I'll say
you're
this.
tired. I'm burning up hot and you're tired.
I know, I'm drowsy. But you know what? Earlier when you were sweating and complaining about the heat in here, all I kept thinking was, this is the perfect temperature for me.
Studios should be cold. Every studio where someone records something should be cold. Also, theaters where people perform should be cold always. That is a rule, and that is written in the theater books. That is a common thing because a performer. Whether it's, in this art form that we do called podcasting, in this beautiful art that we do where we talk about poo-poo and pee-pee and farts, performers don't want to be sweaty. Performers don't want to sweat on stage. Every performance space should be like a fridge. Should be like built by Frigidaire, actually. Every performance space should be built by the company Frigidaire. The refrigerator company.
All stages should just be commercial freezers.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I disagree. I think that every podcast studio and theater and performance space, ideally for me, would feel like a car on a summer day.
Oh, a car on a summer, the place where dogs die, the place where babies melt into puddles when people leave them in their car.
You lock me in a car on a summer day and I go, toasty warm.
Oh my God.
Toasty warm.
Lauren would be the only person to burn alive and go, this is so nice. What a nice way to go.
Finally.
People say burning alive is the most gruesome, horrible, painful thing in the world. And Lauren would go, this is so nice. What a way to go. Nice and peaceful. Nice and peaceful. Well, yeah. So that's the state of the podcast today. Is I'm burning up hot, and Lauren is sleepy tired.
Mm-hmm. That is accurate.
I gave her a little bit of a CBD THC drink, which she never consumes any of, and she looks over at me in the Uber, and she looks like this. For the video watcher, she goes. And when I say I gave her a little bit, I mean I poured less than 1 milligram. I mean I filled a 16th of a shot glass, and then we're driving. And she goes. Her eyes are just getting droopy and sleepy, but that's okay.
I needed it.
She needed it.
I haven't slept.
And honestly, it's chilled her out. She hasn't complained once since I gave it to her. I'll tell you that. This might be, I might have found something to help.
You might have found the secret.
I might have found the secret. The spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, and the wife will shut up, and she'll stop complaining now.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
It's kind of like, how in the old days they said to calm a baby, you just take a little eyedropper of whiskey.
Tiny little bit. Just the smallest, and you are baby sized.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's like when we walked to work, my boss was inside of the building when I walked in, and he goes, "Who was that girl you were with?" I know. Like, first of all, he's met you before, so that's funny. But he's like, "Oh, she looked younger. I didn't know." I was like, you thought I was kissing a random little girl outside?
He was like, who's that child you were walking to school?
Yeah. Who's that little girl you were tonguing down on your way into the building? It's like, that's my wife. She's older than me.
That's my wife. She has class at 7.
She has temperature regulation issues. She has class at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that could mean college. That could mean anything.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I forgot about the college
Yeah.
kids. That's true.
She has kindergarten at 7 a.m. That would be. And that's where you were going.
She has finger painting.
Yeah. She can't miss her finger painting appointment. Yeah. But I was just like, what, you thought I was kissing a little girl out there? Like, I had to explain, like, no, she's older than me. And like, and he's like, sure. Sure. Anyway, you're fired. Sure.
I've been in your office and met quite a
Yes.
few of
You've
the
met this
people that-
person. I'm not going to say them by name, but you've met this person
So
twice.
yeah, that's
Who's that itty bitty little girl out there that you were carrying in your arms like a baby? I do carry her to work.
yep. He swaddles me.
It's
It's nice.
Well,
It's nice to be swaddled by your husband.
I know. Well, that's very nice. That's very sweet. You could tell how tired she is. It's so nice to be swaddled by your husband. It's so warm. Well, today I wanted to talk a little bit about a simpler time. You know, a time when things weren't so crazy. You know, we are in the middle of an election year.
Yeah.
And as we get closer to the election, for me personally, I feel like I see more and more dumb, retarded takes on the internet. This is when everybody's opinions get a little stupid, is around the election season.
Yeah.
Some their opinions are stupid all year round, like us. You know, we're consistent at least.
Yeah.
At least we're consistent. We don't get stupider around election time. We're just stupid 24/7,
Yeah,
7
yeah.
days a week, 4 weeks a month,
Yeah.
12 months a year.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
This is constant stupidity.
Yeah.
But some people, it's like when the election kind of comes around, is like kind of around the corner. That's when
It just kind of slips out.
they start saying stupider and dumber and stupider things. It just gets worse. And it just makes me yearn for a simpler time, a time when, you know, we all kind of got along, a time when people weren't fighting anymore.
Yeah, a time when my body's temperature would regulate itself on its own and I felt warm most of the time.
I don't remember that time. I don't think we've ever lived in that time since I've met you, at least. But
Well, it's a
I'm sure that you yearn for that. But
Well, it's a timeline that I imagine quite often.
yes, I yearn for a normal wife too. And but some people yearn for a different time, and that's where I found this Reddit confession.
Yeah.
I went on our confessions, which is something that I follow. I got to get off Reddit. I fucking hate Reddit. You know, I got a warning on Reddit, right?
You got a warning?
I got my first warning on Reddit.
Did you get a timeout?
No, not quite a timeout. Let me see if I can.
Did you get a
find my
count? I'm
warning.
going to count down to 3.
Here's the thing, and I was telling Byron this earlier, is you know, I keep getting in these dumb arguments on Reddit, just stupid fucking arguments on Reddit, because all of Reddit is, you know, you have these subreddits and they're all different categories and topics. Let's say you really like what's a TV show? What's a TV show that you could say you really like?
Full House.
You really love Full House. Let's say you're obsessed with Full House.
You love Danny Tanner.
You love Danny Tanner. You love the Olsen twins.
You've
love
got the countdown till they turn 18.
Yeah, absolutely. Who didn't growing up? I'll tell you that. but you love Full House, your favorite show. And you're like, hey, online on Reddit, there's all these different communities. Maybe I can find other people who like this show like me. So you go over to the subreddit for Full House.
And this is if Reddit existed back in the 90s.
No, today. Let's say this. There's guaranteed there's a Full House Reddit today.
Yep,
100%.
But somebody still has a countdown till the Olsens turn 18 today.
No, you invented that. I never said that. You said that.
I
What are you
thought we were in the 90s.
No, I said, what are you talking about? You brought us to the 90s. I said pick any TV show. Listen,
And
we're
I
getting
picked-
off track.
I picked
Shut up.
Full House
Shut up.
as it
Shut up.
aired in the
Nope.
90s.
Nope. This is already off track. Look, it's an election season, folks. Sorry. We're getting a little stupid over here. Let's say you live today, 2024. You like Full House. Full House is just a show you like. It's on Netflix. You rewatched it. You grew up with it. It's an important part of your childhood, but it's also an important part of your adulthood. You watch it with your children, and you want to find other like-minded people who like Full House. So you go to Reddit, where they have communities of people that gather around certain topics. You go to the Full House Reddit. You go, hey, guys.
You go, hey, househeads.
What's up, Tanner heads?
Tannerites.
Tannerites, what's up? Hey guys, I just wanted to reach out. This show means so much to me. I love this show. I think it's the funniest show ever.
Proud Joey Gladstonian.
See, I should have picked something that I know all of the reference. I just don't remember any of their fucking no. I know you got it, dude, and I know cut it out. That's all I know.
That's all you gotta know.
Anyway, you go out, you are vulnerable, you open yourself up to a group of people, and you say, I love this thing, and I'm so glad that find a community of people that love it too. And then those people respond to you with, you like Full House? What are you, a fucking moron? This show sucks. Don't you know we all gathered here into this subreddit to shit on Full House? Don't you know we all hate this thing? What it turns out that Reddit is everybody who hates a thing, they go follow that thing and then just talk shit about that thing the whole time. That's all it is. And so I'll follow, I'll go look at the Joe Rogan subreddit. That's one where quite literally everyone posting in there hates Joe Rogan. But here's the thing. They watch every hour of his 4 to 5 hour interviews to find the little things they hate, clip them, make a post on Reddit, and then they go, hey, look, everyone, look at this fucking dumbass. And then everyone goes, yeah, what a fucking dumbass. I'm so happy I'm not dumb like him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go get butt fucked. Anyway, so it's like that for everything. There's the Joe Rogan one. There's the Russell Brand one. There's the
It's like the
Kill Tony one. Literally everything that you find that is something that you could like is a group of people complaining about that thing, and that's it. They don't do anything. If you try to say, "I like this show. I think it's pretty good," they go, "Get out of here. What's your problem?"
Yeah.
It's like going to a pride parade, right? You're gay, you go to a pride parade, you go, I found my people, I'm going to go, meet all of my community. You get to the pride parade and everyone at the pride parade goes, ew, you're gay? Get out of here. Like, that's this
We've
is.
moved on to new things.
Exactly. That's exactly correct. That is what Reddit is like.
Yeah. Well, I kind of think it's the people aren't, it's not that they dislike these things.
Yeah.
It's that they have no talent themselves.
So
and
they're jealous.
and they have a lot of free time because they're not actually doing things.
Not only that, I just think these people are spoiled. If you're online all day and you have the time to write online all day and post how you feel about everything all the time all day,
You have a sad life, probably.
Not only do you have a sad life, you have a privileged life, which means that most of what you have to spend your time with is complaining. That's all you really are doing. What else do you have to do? Enjoy your life? I don't think so. I'm privileged. I've gotten everything I've ever wanted. All I can do is complain about the things I get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, sometimes I'll get in these dumb fucking arguments on Reddit, and they were pissing me off. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to delete the app. I'm just going to get rid of my account. I don't want anything to do with Reddit, right?
Go cold turkey.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. But then I was like, maybe I should just...
Maybe you just do it socially?
No. If I'm going to delete it, if I'm going to get rid of it, then why don't I just get banned? Wouldn't that be more fun? What if instead of like getting pissed off at all these people that I'm getting in arguments with and then just deleting the app and giving up, what if I call those people in those arguments retards and faggots as many times as I can until Reddit's terms of service say, you can't do that anymore, bud, and kick me off? So that's what I've been just giving it a shot, trying it, seeing how it feels,
Okay.
And so I finally got a warning for harassment. We flagged the following as a potential policy violation.
Okay.
So this was a post. Let's see if it'll actually load. Let's see if we can actually see what it says. It's still loading indefinitely. Yes. So in the Joe Rogan subreddit, as I was talking, somebody posted something about how garbage RFK is, how much they fucking hate RFK. He's a fucking idiot. He has a brain worm. He's a dumbass idiot. Everything he says, even if he says we need to pull out of these forever wars, it's like, yeah, whatever, brain worm. It doesn't matter how good the thing he's saying. It doesn't matter if he's saying, hey, we should end chronic illness. It's like, all right, why don't you go play with a dead bear, you dumbass brain worm idiot? To me, he's saying a lot of things that none of the other politicians are saying, and I think are make a lot of common sense. I'm not saying everyone should go vote for this person or go vote for Trump, who he now endorses. I don't give a shit, right? I kind of like some of the things he says, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's talking about what a dumbass idiot he is. He crawled out of a hole and, he's hit himself in the head with a rock. He's so stupid. He's so stupid. He got to where he is, but he's so stupid, he can't even function as a human being. That's what they're convincing me of. This is what got me in trouble.
Okay.
Just want you to know, I got flagged for community for harassment. This was literally for harassment. Are you ready? I put, I don't know. I personally really like his criticisms of our foreign policy and healthcare system. Personally, I could care less about the brain worm and moving a bear carcass, but unfortunately, those seem to be the focus of every criticism of him. Oh, and his family hates him, even though most people pointing that out disown their own families for not wearing masks years ago. So who really gives a shit? That's what I put.
And they said that was harassment?
That's harassment. I'm assuming it's the part where I make fun of the people for getting rid of their families or point out the hypocrisy in saying that, oh, well, his whole family hates him, even though most of those same people are the same people who have cut out their family members because their dad didn't wear a mask, right? Like, am I wrong? Yeah. I've heard that 1,000 bajillion times. Yeah, I got flagged for harassment. I'm told if I get 2 more strikes, I'm off. So I'm already on my way. And so it told me that I could submit an appeal, file an appeal. Mm-hmm. I filed an appeal. I go, that's the comment you guys chose. I said, I've been calling people in that subreddit retards and faggots for 2 straight weeks, and you didn't flag any of those. I said, please kick me off of your app. I said, I will continue to call these people retards and faggots until you permanently ban me from this app. That was my appeal. And so far, I'm still on the app. So far, I have not been kicked off of anything.
Man, I thought that was a great appeal.
I thought so too.
Personally.
I thought so too. Well, it was better than the first one I wrote. The first one I wrote was just faggot, and then I copied it, and then I pasted it over and over and over and over and over and over and over to see if it would. You don't understand, guys.
Anything.
I'm not trying to harass anybody who might be called that word or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get kicked off of an app. Okay. I'm trying to get banned. Do you understand?
Guys got to do what a guy's got to do.
Exactly. So anyway, that's my story of why I'm trying to get banned from Reddit. So
the truth is, you like tapped into somebody's like.
Somebody reported that.
They feel guilty.
That's correct.
They feel guilty about having done that to their own families.
That's correct.
And you made them look at their own lives and their own choices, and they didn't like that.
I hope that's the case. Or to be honest, it very well, just knowing Reddit and knowing that subreddit and how that shit works, it very well could be like, hey, I like RFK's foreign policy. And they go, hey, that's harassment. Don't say that. He's anti-war. We really need to be pro-war nowadays. Like it could be anything at this point. They censor everything about that guy. So it could really fucking be anything. But...
I like to believe it's because...
I do also. I like to believe that it's somebody read that and went like, Well, I kicked my dad out of my life because he didn't wear a mask. Is he talking about me? This is harassment. I shouldn't have to think about my actions on this subreddit. I should be criticizing everyone else's actions.
I should never feel bad about the choices I've made in my life.
I should be criticizing everyone else's choices. That's what this app is for. Anyway, so fingers crossed I get banned soon. But while I'm still on the app, I pulled up a post from somebody in our confessions. And like I was saying earlier, I yearn for a simpler time. So does this person. This person says, I secretly loved COVID lockdowns. Mainly, I loved the quiet and the no pressure to be anywhere or interact with anyone. COVID was the perfect excuse to avoid the world. I kind of miss it. Do you miss it? Do you miss COVID?
No, I don't miss COVID.
Such a weird thing to say. Do you miss the lockdowns? Do you miss not being able to do anything?
No, I don't think I miss any of those things.
Full disclosure, we didn't really stop doing things.
Yeah.
We kind of kept doing things.
Yeah.
So, and we were some of the few people who did keep doing things. And then okay, you know what? Maybe I actually do miss the COVID lockdowns because we kept doing things and everyone else stopped doing things. So everything was like open for us to go. There was no more crowds. There's no more people. I kind of don't like people. You know what? I agree with this guy. I don't like the people. I didn't have to interact with anyone except my wife. I mean, that part sucked, but the perfect excuse to avoid the world is kind of correct. I mean, I did keep working. We both kept working. We didn't like stop our jobs. We did have to work. But I don't know. I don't miss the lockdown. I don't miss the totalitarian rule. I don't miss the demonization of other people for not following the rules. Like, I don't miss that kind of shit. As a matter of fact, I wish that people would talk about that shit more often because I think that the people who pushed that should be in jail. Like, I think
they should see justice.
Yes, absolutely. I think we should have like a COVID commission that looks back and says like, hey, look at all of these fucking decisions that these people made that demonized actual citizens. I think that's wrong. Like, now that being said, here's all these people that really loved it. This person says, hey, I'm Swedish. We're all introverts. Did not notice any difference at all. I'm like, wasn't Sweden the one place that like didn't have strict lockdowns?
Yeah, it didn't.
So he's like, I'm Swedish. I didn't feel like anything changed at all. Yeah, dumbass. They didn't. It didn't. This person, I loved the lockdowns. I loved. There's just something weird about this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, look, I also enjoy getting time off and not having to deal with crowds. I get that part of it, and I'm a bit antisocial. I understand that part of it. I don't miss or love the lockdowns. That shit was awful. That shit was people waking up as Dave Smith says, when you wake up every single day to watch the news to figure out if you can attend your own father's funeral, then that's totalitarianism. That's like, hands down. There's no other way to describe it. So no, I don't miss it.
Yeah.
And I especially didn't love it. I loved the lockdowns. I'm getting horny just thinking about them right now. Working from home and attending voice meetings in my pajamas in bed, touching myself. I've never been more productive or happy. And don't forget the traffic, or rather lack thereof. I was an essential worker, so I had to go to work. I love how they put essential in quotations because even they don't believe that they were essential.
Yeah.
Probably like a liquor store. Those were our essential workers. I work at Arby's. I'm an essential worker. That was what it was. All of the essential workers were like, I work at Chick-fil-A.
Well, where are people going to get their meats,
Exactly.
Joshua? If the Arby's closes down, code red.
Meats are essential. And so are the meat sweats that you get afterwards. Them's essential too.
And so is honey butter chicken biscuits.
Nothing more. Hell yeah. Yeah. I work at Whataburger. I'm an essential worker. This person goes, I openly loved COVID. Openly. I love that. I wasn't in the closet loving COVID like some of y'all. I was open with my love for COVID. I didn't have to deal with stupid people. Had the run of the city to myself. That part we said we liked. No traffic, cheap gas, cheap groceries. It was wonderful. I don't remember cheap gas. Do you remember cheap gas?
No, I don't.
I
don't
actually
remember.
quite remember looking at gas prices soaring and going, "Oh no."
Yeah, I don't remember that, but
Cheap groceries? Do you remember that?
I don't
I
remember
don't
that.
remember that at all. Maybe it's just the city we live in,
Yeah,
but
Chicago-
gas and groceries did not go down during the pandemic.
Yeah, Chicago, we're not accustomed to those things.
This person, I think a lot of people miss it. I don't. I don't think a lot of people miss the worldwide pandemic and
No.
lockdown.
A lot of people miss the massive expansion of government and giant transfers of wealth. People really miss that.
I openly loved it. People keep saying openly loved it because they understand that it's actually a little shameful to say you loved it. That's the truth. That's why they keep saying I openly loved it. Because anytime I told people I love this, they looked at me like I'm a fucking crazy person.
Well, what it is, it's a bunch of people who just don't like interacting with other people and they like staying home and doing nothing.
So you could do that without totalitarian rule of your government.
No.
Here's what I like. Hey, can I say this?
That could never happen.
Hey, can I say this? Here's what I like. Here's what I really enjoy.
What do you enjoy?
I enjoy being away from people and in my own home with nothing to do and no one else to worry about. As long as I also have the choice to go out and do something if I want to. I don't like being told I have to stay in my home and do nothing. Is that a fair distinction? Have I made it clear enough? Is that clear?
But Joshua, don't you like the thrill of living in a dystopia?
Listen, it's this simple. I like putting my wiener in a tight puss, okay? But I don't like the government holding a gun to my head saying put your wiener in that tight puss.
Saying which puss you gotta put it in.
Telling me which puss I got to put it in. I don't like the government nor my wife telling me which puss to put my penis in.
Sign of a free man is being able to put your wiener in whatever puss you want. That's a free man.
This person, I want to see the crime rates such as murders, robberies, etc. It must be near 0%. It went up. It takes 2 seconds to Google the crime rate and the murders went up.
Yeah, you just Google Summer of Love.
Exactly. But you think that taking like corporate dudes that work, let's say like a finance bro, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take him, he goes into the office every day, he snorts cocaine with his friends. They get there early and go to the gym in the office and work out. You tell that guy he can't go get his frustrations out at work and he has to stay at home with his wife and kids. Guess what actually ended up happening? So much domestic violence. It was the biggest like increase in domestic violence that we've seen in a long time, in many, many, many years during the pandemic. And murder went up like crazy.
Yeah. And do they have like a...
Suicide went up like crazy. There was a bunch of shit that went up.
Do they have like statistics on how much domestic violence went up in polyamorous units?
Oh, I bet a crazy amount. I bet a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone
I don't know.
should do a study on that. I'd like to know
I
that.
bet you
I'd like
anything-
to see the numbers on that.
I wonder, and here's what I bet. Because these polyamorous like couples that, they have, multiple people that they're dating. We've always suspected that there's always one that they like more than all the other ones. It's
Yeah,
always ends
have
up
a
in drama.
favorite.
They have a favorite. And during the pandemic, when it became we need to socially distance and not be around a bunch of people, it was probably like, hey, this one's my favorite, so I'm going to be staying with them. You should probably quarantine somewhere else. There was probably a lot of that.
You think?
Yeah, there was probably a lot of heartache and heartbreak in the polyamory community during the
Wow.
pandemic.
A lot of COVID kickouts.
A lot of COVID kickouts.
Wow.
Anyway, I had a blast during lockdowns.
Well, I hope that's the subject of Tom Wood's next book.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No one who's listening knows who that is or what that is.
Everybody Nobody knows Tom Woods.
Nobody knows Tom Woods except me and you and Dave Smith and a couple people that listen to Dave
and
Smith.
everybody in the libertarian community. They know Tom
All
Woods.
right. You all should look up Tom Woods and you should read the book Diary of a Psychosis. It's one of the most important and fantastic books on COVID that you could possibly read.
Yeah.
Um,
And his next book will be Diary of a Polyamorous COVID Kickout. And I'm excited for it because he'll have the stats.
Oh, check this one
He'll
out.
have the evidence.
Check this one out. This person agrees that they love and miss lockdowns. They go, they were bliss. Nowhere to be. No pointless activities. Just quality time. No pointless activity. No pointless activities like attending my own father's funeral or, going into a hospital to get a cancer screening to see if I have cancer or not. All of the things that we put on pause. No pointless activities.
Yeah, those are
All the pointless activities have ended.
all the silly-nilly, tedious minutiaes.
All the, children going to school for the first time and, learning how to read, write.
Yeah, they don't need to see their parents' faces.
All pointless activities.
Yeah.
Just quality time at home with my loved ones. And then losing a few idiotic friends that ousted themselves as anti-vaxxers was also a big bonus.
They sound like a lot. This person sounds like a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, I loved the pandemic. I loved the lockdowns. And my favorite part of it was getting mad at my friends and telling them, I'm not your friend anymore. That's the best part about COVID. My favorite part about COVID was being petty and kicking people out of my life.
Yeah. This is the person.
Cool.
This is the person on Halloween that counts the kids' candy and they're like, you took too many. You took too many. Put that back.
Yep.
Put that back.
Yep. That is correct.
I'm pretty sure that's that person.
This person says, I'm with you. The whole thing had a certain charm to it.
Had a vibe.
The pandemic was a vibe. The election is a vibe. Everything's a vibe. It's a totalitarian vibe, sure, but it's a vibe nonetheless.
And it's a vibe that I love.
Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Here's somebody. Let's see what they have to say. This is again, Lauren. I mean, finally, I see someone who, oh, wow, they said, I hated it. Okay. So at first I go, oh, finally, someone I might agree with. But this is Reddit, Lauren. Okay. So let's see why they hated it. I worked in one of the poorest neighborhoods of my city. The ER was overran with COVID. Funeral homes refused to take the bodies. Coroner refused to take them either. Okay. So this is just a bot. This is not real.
Yeah.
Folks, it doesn't take very long to Google were the emergency rooms overran during COVID, with the exception of like 2 in New York. Everywhere else, no. Everywhere else, if you look, there's graphs of what their normal admission rate is in the ER, like how many beds they have available. And the line just goes like this. This is like how it looks all year and kind of goes up and down a little bit. The ones for COVID, whenever COVID was going on, far below that line, far below average. As a matter of fact, across the U.S., many nurses and doctors were fired because the hospitals were doing no business. Nobody was going to the hospital. Hospitals had such a low admission rate that people were being fired. Just saying. Anyway. So that person didn't like it. This is why I hate Reddit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I didn't like the lockdowns. And here's why. Propaganda. As an introvert, it didn't bother me one bit. And again, look, I understand what you guys are saying. They're saying that they're an introvert. They don't like people. They like to be able to spend some time to themselves. Personally, I love spending time to myself. I think everyone should spend some time to themselves without being forced to by the government.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Without being told, do this.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just it really takes so much out of it. Of like I love eating a good sandwich. I don't like being told to eat the sandwich. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Or it's like I like having a clean room. I like when I clean my room and it looks nice. I just don't like being told to clean your room. Make sense?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's our rant about that. That's Reddit for you. So, should I just comment the R word and the F word over and over and over again here? Try to get banned. All right. Anyway, don't answer my question. That's okay. So let's move on to the
I
next
thought it
story
was
here.
rhetorical.
It
I'm
was
sorry.
rhetorical, but on a podcast you can answer them.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I thought it was rhetorical, so I didn't answer. And then I felt judged for having not answered a rhetorical question.
That's correct. I did judge you. But I still love you.
I'm going to go back in that Reddit page and go, I missed the lockdowns too. During the lockdowns, my husband
was nice to me.
He was nice to me. He didn't criticize me for not responding to a rhetorical question.
I missed the pandemic too. My wife used to shut the hell up. My wife learned how to shut the fuck up during the pandemic. Anyway, well, speaking of our wives, speaking of the beautiful women of the world,
Yeah.
I found this article that I really liked. How a woman dresses. Wait. This is not what the original title said. This is not good. I just pulled something up that had a different title originally, and that was what we were going to talk about. And now the title has changed and is not what I originally wrote or what I originally saw.
Oh, you wrote it?
No, I didn't write it. Sorry. This was originally supposed to say, and I had clicked on something else, and now I can't find it again. God damn it. Well, give me 1 second. Let me find this. Sorry, the podcast is going to take a little hold here. It's going to have a little pause, and it's all Lauren's fault.
It's my fault?
This is all Lauren's fault.
Well, I did perform witch magic on the computer before we started.
You're so bad at computers, you couldn't figure out how to do witch magic.
I couldn't figure out where to direct the witch magic to. I was like, mess up the Duma Flachi.
Yeah, okay, so I guess in this study, I found this also on Reddit, in our science, so you know that everybody's, a great scientist in this subreddit. It's all people that go, I hate science. Science sucks. Women who prefer male friends are generally perceived by other women as less trustworthy, more sexually promiscuous, and greater threats to romantic relationships, suggests a new study. So I guess somewhere in this study here, they suggest that women with lots of male friendships are less trusted by other women. Oh, right here. Previous research has shown women who prefer male friends often viewed as less trustworthy. I've said it 3 times in a row, so let's talk about it. Do you think this is true, Lauren?
Do I think that women get jealous of other women? Yes.
That is right.
I didn't need a scientific study to tell me that.
Most of my friends and all of my girlfriends and pretty much every friend that was a girl I ever had was always always had mostly male friends. I mostly got along with women that had mostly male friends. I've never gotten along with women that had big groups of girlfriends. That's never been. And here's the thing: when you get women all together in like a group like that, when all women do is hang out with other women, that's when they sync up. And I don't like it. I'm not talking about their periods. I'm talking they sync up their voice, their vocal cords start to kind of all sound alike. If you ever walk by a group of 5 or more young women who are all friends together, you'll quickly notice that they all talk like this. So okay, so basically, it's like a weird psychological thing that happens when you get a bunch of women together.
Yeah, or the screaming. There's a lot of screaming. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
It never fails because I work in a building that has a lot of, I guess, companies that hire a lot of women. Mm-hmm. And on the lounge floor where everybody goes to just kind of hang out for lunch, there's always groups of 6 or 7 women. And when you walk by, all you hear, he texts me, he texts me, so I text him, he texts me, and then, so I text him, and then he texts me back, and then I text him back. That's all. And all of their voice, and then the other women around, yeah, I've texted before, yeah, I text. It's like they all have the exact same voice. What do you want? What should we get for lunch? I don't know. I just think. I don't know. It's all the same voice. It's crazy. It's very weird. I've noticed that always with women that have just lots of girlfriends, lots of friends who are girls that they all hang around. For some reason, that's what develops that vocal fry voice. And the women that hang out and have mostly guy friends are usually like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" I mean, it's a little higher. Hey, what's up, dude? You know, it's like your voice. Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up?
See, Lauren doesn't do that kind of like this. It's like not like she doesn't sound like fucking retarded and like, you know, it's not like that vocal fry thing with a lot of girls.
No, but none of my female friends really sound like that either.
But you don't have big groups of female friends. You'll talk to one female friend at a time, but you don't like go out to brunch with your group of women. You know, you don't go out to like, I guarantee it's like the sound of a bachelorette party walking like down the street, like from afar, and you can hear them, and every single one of them is going, "We're gonna party tonight. Yeah, it's her special day. She is special though. She is, you know."
Yeah.
And you go, "No one's special. Nobody in this world is special. We're all nobodies. No, but my friends are though." And I am now. We all are. We're all special. It's actually wrong that nobody's special because actually we're all special.
Science.
And I go, well,
It's
actually,
science.
it's science. That's how science works.
Science.
I go, well, if everyone's special, then no one really is, are they? No, everyone is.
And they go, "Oh, you're just a Republican."
Hey, you must be a Republican. I'm so glad. I loved COVID.
You think everybody in that thread had that voice?
I love COVID. I got to kick out my anti-vax friends because they're like anti-vax, and it's like bad. It's like anti-vax.
Yeah.
My friend Jared, he got 2 vaccines and the booster, and he said he regretted getting the booster because he feels like he didn't quite need it. And I go, ew, that's anti-vax. Go away.
I got that's anti-vax and anti-fax.
If you're anti-vax, you're also anti-vax. And that's me because I'm a scientist. And all my girlfriends are scientists. We're all scientists, right, girls?
Science!
Science! Shots for science. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't hang out in big groups typically. I do much better in small. I've always been like, I have a fewer amount of friends, but I feel like the friendships are much closer and more intimate.
Yeah. Totally.
Intimate. Entenmann's. the bakery.
I'm grateful that my wife doesn't have one of those like voices because I think I would have to put a bullet in my fucking head. Luckily, my wife's voice just sounds like this. I'm a witch.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Look out! I'm gonna make a brew.
I thought
You
were
thought I was going to do...
I have temperature regulation issues.
Yeah.
That is my wife's voice.
Actually.
Well, actually, I'm a very sick witch. I'm just a witch who gets illnesses a lot.
Anyway. Well, okay, we can move on. That was the only part of that story I wanted to talk about, but... I do believe that, though. I do believe that, you know, if a woman has mostly male friends, that other women who have mostly female friends will judge that woman a lot and assume that she's less trustworthy. And in my experience, not particularly with my wife, but with other people that I've known, the women that do have mostly male friends have been typically more promiscuous as far as I've experienced in my life, because especially if you're hanging out with mostly men, you just know kind of what men want, and you know, or can read a man's mind pretty easily and know that it's basically just sex, and that's it. But then you're right, jealousy is such a big thing in female groups, and you know, dumbass women, that basically I love this podcast. We should just talk shit about women the whole time. We should just change the brand to talking about dumb women.
Yeah, we
Ladies are fucking dumb.
honestly we shouldn't.
We
even,
need to do what our version of the whatever podcast. We need to have like 18 different OnlyFans chicks around the table, and then we just ask them questions. And whenever they don't get the answer right, we go, "You're fucking stupid, dumb bitch."
Yeah, we go name the capital of Kyrgyzstan.
Exactly, and you will go
Bishkek.
exactly. I go, see, my wife is smart. All of you whores are dumb. Why do you all have to be whores?
Yeah, I think honestly we shouldn't even host this podcast. I think we should just have Andrew Tate fill in.
However,
That was a nice
researchers.
pause. That was
I
nice.
know, it was nice.
It felt nice to just enjoy the
It
silence.
was healthy and pregnant, you know. It says, however, researchers had not explored how a woman's gender expression, how masculine or feminine she appears, affects these perceptions.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's just someone did a study, and then, somebody else who, was working on the study goes,
Have you put any thought into the gender expression?
No, it was, excuse me, have you thought of whether or not women would be jealous of butch lesbians who hang out with men?
Excuse me. You forgot to write about me in this story. Anyway. Well, let's see. Let's do one more story here. I got one more for us. But before we do, I want to quickly talk about something very special that's coming up that we're really looking forward to, and that is our 100th episode live stream.
Hell yeah.
We are finally, hell yeah, we're finally reaching the 100th episode of this podcast. We're very excited, and we're going to do a big live stream for everyone. It's going to be on September 22nd. Let me just double check that I'm saying that correctly and that is the correct day. Yes, September 22nd, which is a Sunday, and we're going to be doing that at. Hold on, I'll tell you what time. Wait for it. It's already up on the screen.
Your minds are going to be blown.
It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That is 5 p.m. Central time, and that would be 3 p.m. Pacific time.
And what would it be Mountain Time?
Mountain time would be 4 p.m. Okay, let's go through all of the. Okay, so if you're on the Pacific coast of the United States, it's going to be 3 p.m., okay? If you're on Mountain Time, it's 4 p.m. If you're in Central Time, it's 5 p.m. And if you're on the East Coast of the United States, it's at 6 p.m. I couldn't be more clear than that, okay? No, most people don't list out every single time zone. I just did, okay? So you have absolutely no excuse to not tune in to our 100th episode live stream. We're going to make it very special. It's our 100th, so we'll have some guests. We'll have some special surprises. It'll be a great time, and it's live.
We're probably going to do some sort of like crazy ritual sacrifice ceremony.
We're gonna pretend like it's the pandemic again, the time we all miss.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna bring on a panel of 18 OnlyFans girls and call them stupid.
Yeah, we're gonna.
If you like women bashing, this live stream is going to be for you. No,
we're gonna host our own Bohemian Grove.
It will be live though, which is great because that means you will be able to see this episode or this 100th episode in the moment. Anything can happen, any surprise, any kind of glitch, any kind of, the whole thing could go down because our internet sucks. You never know. Anything could happen.
Yeah, a hole could open in the space-time continuum.
So that being said, check out our 100th episode. It's on our YouTube channel. Just look up Working Crass Podcast on YouTube, and they'll be live on YouTube on Sunday, September 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern time.
And you better be there or Josh will harass you on Reddit.
I will harass you. We'll be responding to like the live chats and stuff, so go participate in the live chat. And that being said, it's also a special episode because after that, we're taking a little break in this podcast, okay? We've always said from the very beginning when we started...
We need more breaks.
We need more breaks.
We said that from day one.
When we started this podcast, Lauren and I always said we'll do 100 episodes and then we'll evaluate and see how it goes, right? So the idea is we're not ending Working Crass podcast. We're not stopping, but after 100 episodes, we're going to stop for a bit.
Stop, drop,
roll.
roll.
See what works, see what doesn't work, kind of rebrand a little bit, come back even stronger for our second round of Working Crass podcast.
Yeah, our cum loads are going to be twice as strong.
So that being said, the reason why the reason why you're going to want to join into this 100th episode live stream is because it's going to be our last one for a little bit. That's why. Okay?
Kind of sounds ominous.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get people to watch this thing, okay? They don't need to know that we're recording an episode the next week with a guest and then we'll be putting it out pretty soon after. They don't need to know that. The 100th live stream is the last episode of Working Crass Podcast. Go watch it. Check it out live, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys there and communicating with you in the chat. Okay, let's finish up this episode.
All right, let's do it.
I want to play a game.
Okay.
It's not much of a game though. It's just a guessing game. Lauren and I need to determine whether and let me see, what did I decide to call this game? I had a specific name for it. Sorry, I'm very unorganized today. We're gonna play a game called Virtuous or Exploitative. Okay, we're gonna watch a commercial that a company has put out, and we're gonna try to determine whether this commercial represents this company as virtuous, or if they're being exploitative, if they're just exploiting some group of people, right? For their own,
Well, I've never known commercials to be exploitative.
They've only been virtuous?
They've only ever been honest.
Well, we're about to determine that right now. We have a little game here called Exploitative or Virtuous or Exploitative, whatever you want to call it. We have to decide whether or not this is virtuous or exploitative. This is a new commercial for a new controller for the Xbox.
Okay.
It's called the Xbox Adaptive Joystick.
All right.
And we're going to check out this commercial, and then we'll decide whether this is virtuous or exploitative.
I can't imagine that any of these will be.
We'll find out. Oh, there's only one commercial.
If there's one thing I know about advertisers, it's that they look out for society's well-being.
Yes, that is correct.
They have our best interests at heart.
Sounds like you're going to be pretty good at this game. Let's take a look.
Play video games.
Good job.
Leo has issues with his motor ability. He doesn't have access to a lot of things.
There's so many disabled people that deserve a shot to be like everyone else.
I want to be a part of this world.
So this is my Xbox Adaptive Joystick.
We might have a copyright strike, and then we're going to have to fucking take this down and cut this part out. Possibly.
We might get a copyright strike for the whole advertisement.
It's very possible. So we'll find out.
Maybe we should just end it there and
listen,
make a decision.
Listen, folks. If you're listening to the podcast or watching the podcast and it just randomly cut to this point and you never watched a video, that's because this video was copyrighted by Xbox and it had "This is how we do it" playing throughout the entire commercial. Okay, but what you should know is that
great song choice for an advertisement. McDonald's did it and it worked for them.
No, I love this. This is this not the song in Good Burger when he goes to the mental asylum and they all dance to the music?
Yeah, I mean, everybody loves to dance to this music. It doesn't matter where you are at in life. Montel Williams comes on, you dance to this. It was Montel Williams, right?
That's Montel Williams. Montel Williams is "This Is How We Do It."
Isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know their music. But what I'm saying is...
By there, you mean Montel Williams.
Yes, of course. I don't listen to those people's music. But what the commercial was, in case you didn't see it,
Maybe
in
it's
case
Montel
we had to...
Jordan.
I don't fucking know, Lauren.
Montel Williams might be the talk show host.
Montel Williams 100% is the talk show host. I just didn't know if he also made music. I don't know these things.
It's Montel Jordan.
Okay. All right.
You know what? We're going to cut this whole segment out.
No, we're not.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so...
yes, we are.
What this commercial If it just cut the commercial out, folks, just to kind of, or for those who are listening to the podcast, Xbox has introduced the adaptive joystick. It's basically like a nunchuck style controller that you hold in one hand only. And it's, the whole commercial was kind of centered around the fact that we're helping disabled people play Xbox. And correct me if I'm wrong. And please do. Like, I'm being serious here. Please, Lauren, correct me if I'm wrong. Did this commercial not have just a little, hint of an air of a, Xbox? Even a mongoloid can play the games. Was that not, a little bit of a...
I mean, that's one way to read... this.
Xbox, now for carnival workers. What is it?
Yeah, that's one way to read the message.
Look, I'm trying to get banned. Okay? Trying to get banned from Reddit, folks. I gotta say the things that are gonna get me banned. Okay. Do you think this was exploitative or virtuous?
There may have been a hint of exploitation in this. However, conceptually, product-wise, I don't have a problem with it.
First of all,
what
Lauren,
I have a problem with the most, really, is
that you shouldn't be letting these people play video games.
They're too good.
They need to go to the doctor.
No, my main problem is the lighting of this commercial is very odd. They're all in such dim rooms.
Yeah.
And I find that a little odd.
Yeah, I don't really see. They're all in completely, perfectly well-lit rooms. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No. The first one is sitting on the floor of a very dim room.
Yeah, no, it's just that's just an editing choice, but those rooms have lights on, and all of them, they're totally fine.
No, this is the same lighting that you do in a documentary where this is
But
a
Lauren,
really
when you
serious moment that they're trying to explain, it's a person doing a documentary about their traumatic childhood, and they're going through the family photo album in their very dimly lit kitchen.
It's
true. The same lighting.
But okay, you look at it from this perspective, okay? As somebody who sets up the camera for our podcast and edits the podcast and has, done some video work before, if I was working on this commercial and I was the director of photography and I'm there with my camera and everything, I'm gonna go over to the director and go hey, we're filming special needs people, and with all these lights, these guys are looking pretty bad. Can we get the shadows?
We don't know what they're gonna do.
I'm hey, all of these lights, I don't know. These people look pretty gross on the camera. Can we get the lights down? A little more shadow, a little more shadow, a little more shadow. Okay, that looks pretty good. Can we turn half of the lights off, please? Can we get half the lights off on set, please? All right, that looks much better. Thank you. It's just the director looking at the monitors going, dear Lord, hey, can we get half the lights turned off? All right, that's much better. I want to puke less now. Okay, I'm trying to get banned. I found this to be exploitative, okay? And here's why. First of all, the title is Introducing the Xbox Adaptive Joystick. The thumbnail for this is just Xbox's new controller. This was not advertised as a tool to help the disabled play video games at first. And then you go to the commercial, and then that's what the commercial is. But this isn't a product that is specifically... my understanding that this product isn't specifically for disabled people. It allows disabled people to play the game, but this is a product that they want everyone to buy. And watching this kind of makes you go, wow, Xbox, they're a company with some heart. They really care about all of these people that haven't been able to play video games. Maybe I should buy this controller just to support them, because I could tell they're virtuous. They're being virtuous. I call that being exploitative. The fun part about the game Virtuous versus Exploitative is if you're being virtuous, you're probably being exploitative. Chances are, if you're trying to come across as virtuous...
it's the old switcheroo.
Exactly, that is correct. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that there's any level of virtuosity? Do you think anyone was helped by this commercial? Do you think any good came out of this?
I don't know. I mean, maybe that kid built like some crazy stuff on Minecraft.
And you don't think he could have done that before? You don't think? Here's another thing.
No, I think the pressure of a film crew drives you to greatness.
That's true.
So
You don't think that any of these people could have figured out the old controller? I find it kind of like, this is almost rude to assume that none of these people could figure out the old controller for video games.
to be fair, I can't figure out any controller for a video game.
Well,
so
you are special needs like all of these people. You need to be in this commercial.
I need to be in
The
dim lighting
Xbox
right now.
the Xbox adaptive joystick is made for someone like you.
For my wife.
For my wife. If you could turn that light off over there. I mean it. Go turn it off. Flip that little switch right there.
No.
God damn it. Well, sometimes we just got to put my wife in some dark lighting. Some shadowy lighting. Anyway, that's how I met you. In an alleyway with dark lighting, and you came out of the dark going, I have allergies. Anyway, all right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up there. You don't really seem interested in this at all. You seem really upset about this.
No.
Yeah.
I am not. I am.
You were a real pussy about this segment. You haven't even told me what you think.
I told you what I.
Virtuous or exploitative? Pick
I
one.
believe that all advertisers are 100% virtuous all the time. They do not lie to you. Everything you see in a commercial is 100% the truth. And advertisers are good people. That's just common knowledge.
Yes. Correct. Exploitative. You're right. Yes, it was exploitative.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but that's what you're
I
really
didn't-
saying on the
I
deep on
didn't
deep
say
down.
that. It's
This
not-
is an exploitative commercial. If you I don't know where I was going with that. Let's wrap this one up. Folks, thank you very much for watching. Before we let you go, we have to tell you what we learned. Lauren, what did you learn today?
I learned that I do better with podcasts when I am feeling toasty warm at the very beginning.
It is warm in here.
And
It's very warm in here.
it's pretty cold now.
Oh my God. No excuse.
It's pretty cold now. But I think I do better when it's warm, and I noticed that once it started to get chillier in here, that's really when like I kind of took a dip, and I think my drowsiness got a little worse.
I see. So once at the beginning, when it was coldest, at the beginning is when you took a dip,
Yeah.
and you feel better now at the end?
Yep.
Okay, well, what I learned is, I got to get less lighting on this lady. It's just too much. It's illuminating her too much.
You can really see through my skin.
We really got to turn the lights down on her because it's abrasive to the eyes. I'll tell you that right now.
I do kind of have the coloring of, when you go to the zoo and you see the creatures who live in the depths of a cave and they're all kind of like white and pale and translucent.
Stop there. No, I'm not familiar of going to the zoo and then they show you creatures that live from the depths of the cave.
They're like, this is the blind cave rat.
Oh, yes, the animals. Okay, you just kind of made it sound like, the part of the zoo where you go into a cave and there's creature people kind of coming out.
The part of the zoo where you go down
zombies come out?
where you go down to the sewers and you play with the mutants. That's my favorite part of a trip to the zoo.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with that. Today I learned that women with male friends can't be trusted. They just can't. And the reason why is because they're all sloppy whores. And what I also learned is that that's what this podcast is really about at its core, is that women nowadays are just these sloppy whores.
And they don't know geography like they used to.
They don't know geography like they used to. They don't know the capital of Somalia, like
Mogadishu.
or they don't know the capital of Tanzania, like
Dodoma.
or they don't know the capital of Belize.
Belmopan.
Jesus. You,
We
you
don't
see
have
what
to
I'm
keep-
saying?
we don't have to
And
keep
that's why
going.
my wife isn't a sloppy, dumb whore. But all of these other ladies are dumb, sloppy whores. Anyway. Thanks for listening. We love you very much. Tune into that 100th episode live stream. It's going to be a mess. And we love you. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.